It is so hot right now. Humidifiers, they make everything like, whoa, you can see. Hey everybody, it's Becca J. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a repot. You can actually see it right here because I didn't move it out of view. Oh well, who cares? It's not a surprise because it's in the title. We're going to be repotting my severely neglected Mangave, which is a hybrid between the Manfreda and an agave. Okay, so it is a succulent, but it has the best of both worlds between the Mangave, between the agave and the Manfreda. So it is a succulent, but it grows faster, like perennial faster. It's actually mid between extremely fast and like inch along. Okay, so it's a medium grower and it prefers more water than most succulents or cacti. So it would appreciate the extra water. And it also wants at least 6 hours of bright, full, direct sun. So these guys, mine is actually called the Pineapple Express, and as you can see, it's in terrible conditions, and we've got all kinds of debris from our storm. But I forgot what I was saying. So it wants extreme sun, extra water. So I mean, if you're not good with succulents or cacti because you overwater them, one of these might actually be good for you. And you can even leave it outside and forget about it because it's also extremely hardy and drought tolerant. But the more sun it gets, the more it's coloring, you'll see. So I actually had mine on the front porch, but in the shade, okay? Never watered it or anything. And you could see the markings it has. All right, but after we repot this and it gets some of the extra love and attention and sun it needs, and I do an update, you'll be able to see the actual difference in the coloring and the markings and the spottings and everything, which is really cool. And these things get really big. They're not like other succulents to where you want to bring them inside. Let me talk while I put some gloves on. So they don't do well inside simply because they need that full sun that they're not going to get in a window. They need like 360 sun beating down on them, burning their little brains out in order to be happy. So I will be actually moving it to the backyard to where there's like no shade. There's no relief out there, and we'll see how it does. And it's supposed to just thrive. So another thing is they also don't like to be inside because they get big. Now they can be a container plant. You don't have to put them in the ground outside for them to be happy. Ugh. Oh, I tell you what, the struggle is real, you guys, with these stupid gloves. But they can be in a container outside. Okay, and you don't want too big or too small. You want the pot to be just a little over the rosette. I have a pot shortage. Like, I don't have any more of the little ones and I don't have any big ones. But I do have this one that I'm gonna try and see. I mean, I've got some soil in it already, and so I mean, it is going up in size, but I think it'll still be happy and all that. And then, ow, they do have little pricks on them, so be careful. Probably these aren't the best option, but since it's been outside and bugs and stuff, I don't know what's in its soil. That's another thing is soil. Okay, it likes chunky. It doesn't want your nice, rich, thick, well, just like general potting soil, you know, it wants chunks. It wants like the I'm going to use my aroid mix because it's chunky. So it wants like that cactus, succulent, and citrus mix that you can get in a bag because it's got chunks in it. It'll be nice and airy if there's soil. But I'll add bark to it, horticulture charcoal. There's vermiculites. I already put in some worm poo into my mixture to help with fertilization, because these things, you can fertilize, but over fertilizing is not good with them because they don't need all that. You can actually do more harm than good. And it's not that, you know, some people over fertilize and then they burn their plant. It's too much of a good thing will harm you, kind of. So worm poo will be just fine for now. You can also do what I love, and it shocks everybody to no end, and it's funny to see their faces, but you can also dilute your urine. As long as you're not on any like crazy strong medications, you can pee in a cup. Take 1 cup of urine to 10 cups of water, and you mix that, and there's your fertilizer. It's not recommended to do less than a 10-to-1. You can do 20-to-1 all the way up to 50-to-1, which is 50 cups to 1 cup of urine, and it'll be really good. If you don't believe me, Google it. So yes, I pee on my plants. I do. Just wait until you guys see some of these updates on these things too. You're gonna start peeing on your plants. Don't actually directly pee onto your plant because it's too strong. You will burn your plant. The only one that you can do that to is like compost, and it has to be fresh, made that minute urine. Otherwise, if you have that smell or if you have an infection, you don't want to use it, because that ammonia smell, it's ammonia. It'll burn your plants. But that can actually go in your compost and it'll be just fine. But Google it. Don't just start peeing on your plants. We are not here for that. So let's get this plant unpotted. I'm actually really curious to see its roots. This is a new hybrid, so I've never dealt with a Manfreda, and I've never dealt with an Mangave. So I don't know what their root systems are like. I don't know about the shallow. I don't know if they're fine. I don't know anything. I know this thing needs new soil. It's been neglected. I'm sure the nutrients are all gone. So I am going to take it out and look at its roots, but I'm not going to try to mess with it too much because I don't know. Not everybody likes a massage, you know? Like Hoyas, you don't mess with their roots. You take them out, put them in the new pot. That's it. But I don't know about this one. I imagine though, since it's pretty hardy, I mean, look how it's just, I ordered it, I got it, I was like, wow, cool. And I just, whatever. It's been outside forever. I'm going to trim up some of these ends, mostly for aesthetics. Ow. Because, I mean, really, they're not doing any good. All right. My feet are falling asleep. Okay. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do this. It's sharp. I think I'll just kind of slightly... See, here's the leaves. Can you see? I mean, that's gorgeous. But then here along the ends, like any desert plant, protecting itself from predators are the spikes. And they're sharp. I was hoping this would just come on out. All right, ow. Ooh, it's worse than I thought. Oh my gosh. Okay, forget the soil. That's how much came out of the pot. That's it. Because this is all one big ball of roots. And they are fine, but I also want to clean up a lot of this dead stuff. I don't know what I should... Well, they are fine roots. Very fine. So that tells me that they don't like to be messed with. But we gotta... It's like a basket of roots. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to work on this for a minute and I'll see you in just a minute. Cool. Right there is a new root coming through. Normally I would just leave the whole root system alone, but I'm really needing to get up into this area to clean out some of the old stuff. And it's not working just by like pulling. So I need to see what exactly I'm dealing with here. See, I've got like these dead things way down in here, and I'm just trying to clean it up so that it can actually be healthy, but it's so hard with this massive, crazy root system. That's insane. So these are a hybrid that have been created, because in the wild, Mangaves and, Manfredas and Agaves aren't just always right next to each other to pollinate with each other. So, wow, this is a mess. I don't even know what to... It's like a bird's nest in here, just full of crap. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so these were actually man-made hybrids. Oh man. This thing is like so angry with me. I don't blame it. I would be too. I wish I could just undo all of this, because it does look like there's a... Uh-oh. I snapped it. I'll tell you what, these are sharp. I needed different gloves. I was just mostly worried about protecting myself from the bugs since it was outside, but... And honestly, some of this is so delicate, I don't know that those kind of big gloves would even be effective. Right now I'm just working my way out. I'm trying to just clean out some of this stuff in the middle, because it's just old soil that's not going to be doing it any good. I'm sure it's very upset with me right now. Awesome. So I got one little offshoot. It has one root. I don't know if you can see that. I'm actually going to try to put it in its own pot and baby it and see what happens, because it doesn't look very happy. None of this does. Looks really dry. Okay, so I have it at this stage now. Looks like it's being cleaned out. Oh, it's going to be so mad. Hopefully it survives all this. But, I mean, there's just old nasty stuff down in here. Okay. Now to clean up the tips. Like I said, that's not necessary, but it's not going to do it any benefit keeping them on there. And I'm just cleaning up what's already like this. I'm not going to cut, ouch, below that, and I'll keep an eye on it. so hot in here. I'm dying. It's hot. Okay, so like, and then there's something dead here. We're just pulling it off, cleaning it up. This looks like it's gonna go. There's something deep in there, but I don't. And then, but here we have, you can see the contrast. Really nice, healthy roots. All this looks very angry. Okay, I'm ready. So now I've got this container. It's got, I think we went over this, I don't know, orchid bark, cactus soil mix, horticulture charcoal, koya, vermiculite, worm castings, and those little mosquito bits. Okay, so I'm just going to pretty much put it in there, but I'll dig down a little bit because this is more expansive than I thought. And then I'll push this down and fill it up the soil. Let's see if I can catch that on video because my angles are the worst. Just trying to dig like a well, but my soil's a little on the dry side, and with it being so chunky, it doesn't like to do wells. So I nestle it in there. And then we're gonna, you can't see it. We're gonna nestle it in there and then smash it down and put soil on top of all of this. And then the roots can grow as they decide. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I think we're good. It's not too big. I think it'll do just fine. I feel like it's a little wobbly, but I'll water it and then check the soil levels after that it's all settled to make sure it's nice and stabilized. Okay, so when I was messing with it, I snapped this one off. Not sure how to propagate. And then this one does have a very dry roots. So what I'm actually gonna try, I feel like I'm crooked. Oh well. I don't know how to propagate these. Should Google it real quick. Okay, so I've got this little one and I'm actually gonna put them into here to see how it works. I don't know if this one will work because it's just a nub, and then we'll see. I don't know. Let's find out. My big mess that I have over here. is probably too big for it, but I'm still gonna try anyways, and we will see how it turns out. I think it's not deep enough. This is kind of all I have available last minute. Yeah, I feel like this one should be lower. There we go. All right. So yeah, I'll put these outside. I don't know. Okay, well that's it for now. Any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to put them down below and we can discuss things, because I like to chat and I like to learn. So if you've got something to offer, some sort of information, that would be really cool to share. Okay, alrighty, thank you. Bye.